Hey, how are you this afternoon? You're probably not having as much fun as I am because I'm getting to sit here with a brand new hand-built guitar and put it through its paces. It was built by a friend of mine, Travis Knorr. A student of mine introduced me to Travis a few years back, and at that time Travis was just getting interested in building acoustic guitars. We developed a relationship where Travis would get an instrument built and he would give me a call and I'd come over and sit down and play it so that he could be on the other side and get a sense of what the guitar really sounded like. You can't always hear it when you're the one playing. It's nice to be out in front of it. And we would sit and talk about the guitar and critique it, what was good about it and what qualities we enjoyed and what things we wanted to see in the next one and what other players might think of it. And it was an interesting process to go through. It makes interesting memories. So what I'm holding here today is build number 30. This is a parlor size guitar, and you can see looking at it that it's kind of reddish colored. That's because the top is Western red cedar. Red cedar tops have a tendency to make a guitar sound a little sweeter and mellower than some other materials that you find in tops. And you'll also see there's a real eye-catching inlay around the sound hole, and that's spalted maple wood. The spalted maple also appears in a decoration on the tail, and there's a little disc of it in the middle of the back, which is a touch you don't see real often. It's kind of neat. Another place that it appears is along this beveled edge on the top. Most of the time there's just a crease right here, but you can make that a nice curled over fold that makes it comfortable to put your arm on, and Travis has filled that again with the spalted maple. It's very attractive. I know it's hard to see on an iPhone, but I hope you get a chance to see a guitar like this one of these days. The back and sides of this guitar are made out of Bubinga. Bubinga is a relatively new tone wood being used in acoustic guitars, and I would say that it falls somewhere between the sound of a mahogany instrument and a rosewood instrument. Although as I'm playing this guitar, it's moving more towards the rosewood sound, which I'm finding real pleasing. When you first build a guitar and string it up, it can sometimes be a little alarming. The instrument's very tight and its voice sounds real constrained. And when this first came to me a couple of days ago, it had only had strings on it for about 24 hours, and Travis said it probably only been played a few minutes. So I've put about probably 5 hours of playing time on it, and I'm just delighted. It sounds better today than it did yesterday, and I'm sure it will sound better tomorrow than it does today. When you go to the store and buy a guitar from a manufacturer hanging on the wall, you don't get to be part of that process. So it's a real treat to watch that happen to an instrument. It's kind of like it's coming alive. This guitar is plenty loud. I find that I have to kind of hold myself back a little bit when I'm playing it. For a small instrument, it really produces a lot of sound. It's a great strummer. Got a nice voice there. But one thing that I like to play fingerstyle tunes a lot, and so I'll just give you a chance to hear something a little quieter on this. There's an old Gaelic tune that got turned into a hymn called Be Thou My Vision. It's one of my favorites. Thanks for listening.